Hi there. This is part of a continuing series of reports on all of the big spy photos coming out of the House of the Dragon filming in Cornwall today. Even just today, we got a huge new wave of stuff. Video I posted right before this, I talked about all the war stuff, that this is clearly the war for the Stepstones with the staked out pirates and stuff. Keeping this short, I'm splitting it up into separate videos on each character. In another spy photo, we got our first clear look at Eve Best as Princess Rhaenys Velaryon. Born Rhaenys Targaryen, now she is the wife of Corlys Velaryon, popularly known as the Queen Who Never Was, because she lost at the Great Council of Harrenhal. She was passed over for being a woman, but it's a whole thing of later on they hypocritically went back and said, no, it should be the firstborn because we're in power now. That she got shorted because she was the only child of the elder son of old King Jaehaerys. That he had two sons who had children. His older son had just Rhaenys. His second son had Viserys and Daemon. And some people said, oh, well, we should go through the male line. No, law in Westeros was male primogeniture through the older son. His daughter goes ahead of the younger brother. That whole thing. But the weird part is, of all the actors that they announced for this show, Rhaenys was not in the first set of promo pics they put out. We've been really hungry for, come on, we want to see pics of Rhaenys. And we can't see her costume in this or anything. This is a spy photo, but it's her with a wig on. Very clearly her, and it's a good shot of her hair and stuff. The one issue is, because Rhaenys' mother was a Baratheon, and, the seed is strong, in her youth she had black hair. They said she had black hair, but with purple Targaryen eyes, and they're not doing the eyes in the shows. Then again, the books say, when she was introduced in The Princess and the Queen, we thought, oh, she has silver hair, but then they said, well, in her youth, she had black hair for being half Baratheon. This is older Rhaenys. This is adult. I don't know if they're going to have multiple versions of her due to time skips. Like, there's going to be multiple actors playing Rhaenyra and Alicent. As for Rhaenys, they just said, well, in her old age, when she hit 60, her hair went white with age. Actually, they described it as silver, but still streaked with some black in there. So I don't know how they're going to play that. But in the show here, it's very clearly a full silver wig. Leading to the question, are they going to omit that detail entirely? At this point in time, when she's 60-ish, she does have white hair from being old. Just like Maester Aemon in Game of Thrones Season 1, no one assumed he was a Targaryen because he had silver hair. They just thought he was old. And then he explains, well, no, I'm a Targaryen. I always looked like this. So, same thing. So, but in a different way, that I wonder if there will be a point in dialogue where Rhaenys remarks, well, I had black hair when I was younger. Or at least in the comics, in the animated, motion comics they put in with the histories and lore stuff, they'll probably depict her with black hair now. I'm not sure, but I don't have a problem with this because she got silver white hair later in life. At this point in time, that is what she looked like. Though I was kind of hoping they'd give her streaked with black, like dirty with some silver gray in there, just to show it. But I think they thought that would confuse us. Well, wait a minute, isn't she a Targaryen? No, they probably thought that's too confusing. We'll explain in dialogue, I used to have black hair, I'm a Baratheon. So this is our first look at Eve Best. She is on set, but she's wearing a poncho, so we can't really see her costume. We can see the costumes of other characters walking around with her. I'll get to that in the next video. But just so I have something to talk about with this video, apart from Rhaenys, we got some really good spy photos today of the standard Targaryen infantry armor. I mean, high quality, high resolution images, front and back. We got a couple of these. Like I said, when you see the regular infantry armor that is like standard Lannister infantry armor, standard Stark infantry armor, later in Game of Thrones, they started showing, well, this is what Tyrell armor looks like. It's a little more classic Western. That we never got to see what do regular Targaryen standard infantry wear. Because, with the Lannisters, it's like a simplified version of what Tywin and Jaime wear. Because, it's for the regular troops. And we saw some fuzzy photos of this last week. Remember when I posted, hey, it looks like they're going to Cornwall again. There's these guys standing behind Graham McTavish who are kind of wearing red cloaks, where it might be Targaryens, but it's too fuzzy to really see. Today we got really high-resolution shots of these things. And there's clearly Targaryen sigils on their shoulders. They're wearing red capes. I'm not sure how this compares to other armor designs. I don't know if they're trying to intentionally contrast this with like what the Baratheons or the Tullys or whoever were wearing, or I don't know what the costume armorer designs are behind this. Like I said, the armorer from the original show, Simon Brindle, came back for House of the Dragon. Not the costume designer, I mean the guy who specifically works with the metal and stuff, sculpting the armor that people have to wear it and use as stunt teams. So he's back, he worked on this. I look forward to costume analysis channels who know more about costuming than I do, picking apart this high-resolution shot of this is what Targaryen standard infantry look like now. We will be seeing a lot of this. Think of this as like as ubiquitous as that Japanese-inspired Lannister armor with the fold-out faceplate thing, how common that was, or the gold cloaks. How frequently we saw that last time. You will be seeing Targaryen troops everywhere like this, and they're fighting in the Stepstones here. So they're walking around. We also were pretty sure saw Rhaenys' grandchildren on set, but that's so important I'm going to split that off into a separate video. So two things in this are the standard infantry plus Rhaenys.